everyone and welcome back to my art channel. This week I thought I would do an artist introduction video where I talk a little bit about myself and my life, and it's gonna be quite a lengthy video because it's 5 drawings to draw, but I hope you guys stick to it at the end and enjoy my little silly story. So what I'm doing today is I'm gonna draw 5 different past selves or faces from my life, because I've gone through, like so many other artists, so many different faces with different clothes and different styles, and I thought this would be the perfect way to introduce you guys to who I am. So to start off, this is my 7-year-old self. Since I was born until I was, well, maybe 12, I was basically a wild child. I loved running in the forest and I loved climbing trees, and I had hair down to my butt and it was always tangled, and I always tore holes in my pants, and everyone just accepted it, and I was not shy at all. I did not mind new people. I think I just had a lot of self-confidence when I was that age. I also think at this age I kind of found a lot of things I really loved, and that actually stuck with me for, well, till now. For example, my dad wrote and directed this movie called Wolf Summer, and we traveled to America and I got to meet a live wolf and also hold a wolf puppy. And since then, I just loved wolves and I drew them all the time. And it was just the best thing, and I still love them. Also, I really loved going through my dad's comic books. It was mostly European comic books and not American, and really nice art styles. And I didn't read the stories, but I really liked the pictures. And also, when we went to the supermarket one Saturday, I discovered this comic called Witch, which I absolutely fell in love with, and I love the magic and I love the drawings, love the story, and I just followed it and I had so many magazines of that. And later in life I discovered who the artist was, Alessandro Barbucci, and he's one of my favorite artists. He's my idol and I love his drawings, and I feel like at 7 years old that kind of laid basis for what I love now and my style now. It was just a really good time and a childhood, and I kind of miss this little wild child that I once was. Okay, so the next one is when I was 14 years old. I had to merge 13, 14, and 15 together because there was a lot of changes during that time. So this is just like the essence of what I went through, and I was basically a emo slash skater wannabe, and I was not emo at all. I was very confident, a little bit more shy than when I was 7, but still had a lot of confidence with my friends. And I could not skate. I tried to learn it, but I still dressed like I was a skater girl. I think I was listening to a lot of Avril Lavigne's music at that time, and I think she was like, "Oh, I want to be like her. I like her makeup. I like her style." So I followed that a little bit. Also, when I was 13, I discovered demon art and digital art. I remember I asked my dad how, in the Witch comic books, how the colors were so smooth and even, and he introduced me to Photoshop. Yes, I know, I got Photoshop when I was 13 years old, and I'm very, very lucky, and it was just the best thing that happened. And I started posting on DeviantArt, and even though it wasn't very good and I don't think a lot of people followed me at that time, I just kept posting and kept drawing, and I was just hooked on it. I also started wearing a lot of makeup because I got really, really bad skin when I hit puberty, and I just used it to cover up the bad skin and uh, direct the attention from my skin to my eyes. So I wore a lot of bold makeup and I watched a lot of tutorials to learn how to do it. And I think it was a good thing because it was allowed me to hide a little bit, but also allowed me to do some artistic things uh, to what I wore. Um, and what I don't know what I wore. I had this thing with like really tight tank tops in like bright blue and bright reds for some reason, and I didn't know how to dress myself, so I don't know, dark short jeans and mismatched socks and saggy Converse, and I had this brown fleece jacket that I still have, I think. Um, it was not a good look, I'll say, but I was experimenting. I was finding my voice. Um, Also hair. I tried a lot of stuff with hair. I had made my friend dye my hair red one time, and it went really badly, and I had to do it again later. But it was a lot of fun. And last year of school, 10th year, I got my mom to allow me to dye my hair dark with bright red stripes, and I wore pants to prom, and I felt so cool. It was the coolest thing I ever done. And I didn't want to wear dresses. I couldn't wear dresses. It didn't look good on me. So I wore pants and a lot of makeup and bright red stripes in my hair to my prom. I will say though, no matter what I wore, I filled out so many sketchbooks during those years. I've never filled out that many sketchbooks since, and I still have them, and I'll show them in a later video. So that was my awkward teenage years, I would say. I think everyone goes through this phase where they're just trying to find themselves, and I think this one is the most colorful, like most contrasting I've ever looked. And then on to the next one. This is me when I was about 17 years old. I've also merged this one a little bit. And I think this is the phase that I miss the most and I love the most. It was basically a reaction to being so colorful and so crazy during my previous years that I wanted to revert back to nature and do what I loved again. And at some point, I decided that I wanted dreads. I'd been googling messy dreads for a while, and I followed this blogger that had really pretty messy dreads. So I made them myself, and they were such a hassle, and they were always tangled, and I had to tear them apart, and it was pretty horrible. But I still love how they look, and I kind of miss them. I also had them dip dyed because during the previous years I had uh, dip dyed my hair, so it was just like a blonde at the ends. And I thought I'll just put pink in them, and I did, and I really liked it. Um, this was also when I went to high school, which was also an art program. So I had about 30 hours of art each week, and it was great. It allowed me to experiment with different things and figure out what I like to do. And I already knew since I was 13 that I wanted to do art for a living. I just had to figure out what to do. And I think these years was like free trying to figure out loving art kind of years. It was also kind of a growing up and trying out new things age for me. I got my first summer job when I was 18, and I also moved out when I was 18. And I also started going to conventions where I started selling art and selling sculptures. So it was growing up and figuring out what I like and what I like to do. Yay! Next one. This one is me in my 20s. I had finished school, I was working part-time at Hamleys, and I feel like doing a normal job, even though you know you want to do art, is a very good thing because you get a lot of experience and you get to know how to, well, treat customers and stuff. Maybe you won't use that as an artist, but learning to communicate and growing up as a person and not just someone who does art is a really good thing. And for me, I also got to have fun, I guess. At Hamleys, as a toy demonstrator, I would actually dress up as a clown and go down to the street and get people to go up to the store. And I would have a bubble gun, and I would have glitter tattoos under my eyes, and I would have to interact with people even though I felt quite shy meeting new people. So it was just pushing me to allowing me to meet new people without like caring if I was shy or not. So with my new abilities, making friends at random without being shy, I decided to travel to Japan for 7 weeks alone. And it was just the best experience of my life. I met so many great people and I absolutely love Japan, so I'm definitely going back. And right after going to Japan, I actually moved to Singapore to study concept art. It was quite a rough year, but it was also the start of what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And that leads us to where I am right now. I am 22 years old, I am living in the UK, and I'm working full time as a concept artist for Adam Hawk Design, which is a really big job to land for only being 22 and straight out of school. And I'm just continuing to learn and doing a lot of cool projects. So I thought I would just tell you guys a little bit about why I'm starting this channel and actually want to do regular videos and building this channel up to something that people will enjoy. And it's basically it was just the last few months that I realized that people actually do this a lot, and they show people what they can do and do tutorials, and they share their knowledge and create these really awesome communities. And I thought I want to be a part of that, so that's what I'm doing. And now I also feel quite confident speaking English as well, since I'm living in the UK and I have a English boyfriend. I'm always speaking English, so it's not that big of a problem anymore like it was when I was younger. So that's just what I want to do, build a community and share my knowledge, and also get to know more people who want to do YouTube videos and stuff like that. So from now on, I want to upload a weekly video every Friday where I either do a speed paint or maybe a tutorial or some challenges. I have a lot of different things planned, but if you have anything like tutorials or something you want to see from me, please just comment that in the comment section and I will definitely do it at some point. And I also want to do sketchbook Sundays where I live stream while sketching, and I might do some requests and maybe, yeah, just doodling while talking to you guys. I think that could be a really good um, thing to do. Well guys, I think that's the end of the video. If you stuck with me this long, thank you. I have no idea why, because I've just been babbling on and telling you guys weird stuff about me when I was younger. And I'm sorry this video was so long, but I hope you at least enjoyed watching me draw. And if you want to do this challenge, it's actually called Do the Time Warp, and I discovered it when I first started doing art, and I really wanted to do it then, but I didn't because I didn't have enough to draw. So it was a really great time to do it right now. So if you guys want to do it, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can find the blank meme. And yeah, that's about it. I see you guys next week. Bye bye.